John Murtaugh is still with us, and his family's home was bombed in Manhattan, 3 bombs in February of 1970. John, you and I have never spoken before, and so I have no idea what the answer to this question, but all the viewers are going to wonder if you are part of Senator Clinton's campaign in any way. So let me put that question to you.
I am not a member of Senator Clinton's campaign in any way. I'm frankly a registered Republican. I am an office holder. I'm a local city councilman in Yonkers, New York, but have no connection to any political campaign.
Another thing that people wonder is, in 1995, Senator Obama had an organizational meeting for his state Senate race in in Illinois, and he also was served on a board, as you noted, with Bill Ayers, and the organizational meeting was at Bill Ayers' house. Do you find that important in this race?
Greta, I don't hold Senator Obama responsible for what happened to my family, to the assault on my family 4 decades ago. But he has a relationship with Bill Ayers and with Bill Ayers' wife and family that goes back 20 years or more. Bernadine Dorn, Bill Ayers' wife, who took credit for the bombings in New York, was a co-worker of Michelle Obama at the Chicago law firm of Sidley and Austin, where Barack Obama and Michelle Obama met. Barack Obama, as you pointed out, served on the board of the Wood Foundation for a number of years with Bill Ayers. Barack Obama was a director of an organization called the Annenberg Challenge in Chicago, which, if you look at Bill Ayers' resume on his website, he takes credit as one of the founders of that organization. In addition, there is an organization, I believe it was called the Education Leadership Council in Chicago. Again, Senator Obama served on that board with Bill Ayers' brother, with Bill Ayers' father. I think what's troubling is that the senator tries to dismiss this as if he's a neighbor down the block who did something 40 years ago. It is a working relationship. It apparently has been a working relationship for close to 2 decades. And indeed, as you pointed out, Greta, Barack Obama launched his very first political campaign at a kickoff party in their living room. I think he has to answer how he can be associated, how he can choose as a mentor a man who engaged in violent acts against this country and its institutions in the 70s and who continues to advocate violence today.
In terms of Bill Ayers, he was charged, but the charges were dropped. He was charged with some crimes, right?
I believe he was. He was never convicted of a crime, but he clearly takes credit for a number of them. As I understand it, the only jail time that his wife, Bernadine Dorn, served was a full 10 years later when a splinter group of the Weathermen and a Black Liberation Army conducted a bank robbery here in the suburbs of New York in around 1981. They murdered a security guard at the bank. They murdered a police officer on the highway as they tried to escape. Bernadine Dorn was apparently subpoenaed to testify in that case, although she hadn't participated in the robbery. She refused to testify, and the only jail time she served was for refusing to testify, about 7 months. It was sometime after that she went to work in the same law firm in Chicago as Michelle Obama.
I guess if in the perfect world, if I had my option, I would love to interview Bill Ayers and ask him about the 2001 interview in the New York Times, because he does take issue with that and say that he was taken out of context. In fact, he wrote a long letter to the New York Times saying that he didn't that when they said he still advocated violence as a possibility, he disavowed that. That would be my first interest, is to ask him. My second is to ask Senator Obama about his relationship in greater depth. I mean, I think that would be the fair and right thing to do.
Well, I don't want to be dismissive of Mr. Ayers and the crimes that he committed and frankly, the atrocities he committed and encouraged. But I'm not that concerned with Bill Ayers. Bill Ayers isn't going to try to be the next president of the United States. But I think Senator Obama owes the American people, frankly, an explanation, as I said, of how he chooses his advisors, how he chooses his mentors, and frankly what it says about his belief system, his philosophy, and the direction he would purport to take this country.
I guess the only reason why I'm interested in Bill Ayers is because if Bill Ayers was totally taken out of context and is atoned for his violent past and it was 40 years ago, that's a lot different to me, though it's a terrible thing, don't get me wrong, than if he still thinks it and Senator Obama's still hanging out with him. I guess that's why, I just, it makes a difference to me.
Certainly, Greta, I've seen no evidence, and I've obviously looked at it a great deal. I've seen no evidence that Bill Ayers has ever atoned for what he did, for what he proclaimed, nor has his wife.
And I haven't either. I just know that there was this dispute with the New York Times, and I'd love to. Yeah, look, I think we are entitled to an explanation, and I think that Senator Obama should be given the opportunity to answer. But it certainly is a curious relationship indeed.
Greta, he was given an opportunity in the debate in Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, and he dodged the ball.
John, thank you, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more on this. Thank you, John.
Thank you.